Hey guys. Yeah, it's been a day like that. Not gonna get into it, but it has been a day like that. Beer time. And movie time. So I followed a cat on YouTube for a while. His channel was called Horrible Reviews, and he he reviewed a lot of schlocky ass shit that I like to watch. The grindhouse shit, the stuff that you've probably never heard of. Which, by the way, dude, if you end up watching this, if you happen across this podunk little channel and see this video, full disclosure, I miss you, dude. Your videos rocked. Um, I wish you'd at least left your channel up so I could rewatch them. Um, he got burned out, got tired of doing it, and I get that. So, but one of the films he reviewed in his early days was called Pieces. And I had heard of this beforehand, but never gave it much thought. And you can't apparently you just can't call it just Pieces. You have to call it fucking Pieces. It's got quite a cult following. Came out in 1982. It was a joint uh, it was a joint collaboration. It was between Puerto Rico, the United States, and Spain. Um, this film got real interesting real quick. Now, if you're looking for true grindhouse, or rather the later years of it, Pieces is really the way to go. It's an original. It is at its core, it's a murder mystery. It is about a uh, serial killer who is hacking up girls and stealing various body parts because apparently he's decided to construct his own girl. Now, give you some context on this. When he was a kid, he was assembling this puzzle of a naked girl, as you do. And his mom walked in and didn't particularly appreciate it. So she got pretty pissed off, and it was a traumatic event for him. And he ended up killing the shit out of her with an axe and then finishing the puzzle. So at least, dude, at least you got your priorities. The upsides to this film, well, I'll go with the downsides first. They really did not know how to do a red herring. Um, that was the number one thing that stood out to me. So the gardener for the college that this takes place at played Bluto in the Popeye movie, which was cool to see him do something else. It really was. I don't know if I've seen him in anything else. I probably have and just not noticed. But they the film totally points to him being the one who did it, and that apparently he wasn't, but he was, but he wasn't, because it's kind of the whole "don't believe your lying eyes" thing. I don't know. They really fucked that up. Um, it's really through the dialogue. Oh well, we caught the killer, but we didn't. But we did. But we didn't. Just stop. Okay. Another downside of it is it was dubbed really poorly. It's painfully obvious that there were a number of the actors who just spoke no English whatsoever, which is fine. And they dubbed the entire movie because of it, which, I get that. Just do a good job of it. And they really didn't at all. So what we're left with is voiceovers that don't line up, accompanied by bad acting and bad voice acting. What are you going to do? Good stuff. I have to give it to them on the practical effects. I'm really not going to lie on that. They did a bang up job. Um, it's 1982. They didn't know what the fuck CGI was. So knife going through a girl's skull. One girl gets cut in half graphically. They apparently actually used a pig corpse for that. So hey, work with what you got. Um, they really didn't shy away with the blood in this or the nudity. And if you're familiar with Grindhouse films, um, that's kind of a thing. If you're watching a Grindhouse movie, you're going to see boobies. Hope you're not offended by that. You're going to see some ass. You're definitely going to get some frontal shots. There is a dude who gets a pickle shot in the film, so hey. Um, what's interesting about this movie is there was a controversy around that time called the video nasty controversy. There were several films that were part of that. One of them that I've reviewed in written form, Bay of Blood. Um, honestly, don't remember the Italian name for it, so sue me. This was actually considered a video nasty. It was seized and confiscated in the UK under Section 3 of the Obscene Publications Act of 1959. So if you watch this film, congratulations, you're actually watching one of the fabled video nasties. There were quite a number of these films. I might actually do a chain of them just to kind of get you educated on that. And no, full disclosure, I've got my notes in front of me because I have the memory of a flea. Um, so what I can say as well good about this is I guessed the killer at the beginning. I also watch a lot of Criminal Minds. But at the same time, it was still kind of a surprise at the end how they pulled it off. So kudos on that. If they could just eliminate the red herring thing entirely, I think they'd have a solid thing going on here. Um, so the film was actually originally made as a made for TV movie. Okay, so it wasn't going to be as over the top as it is. And the director, yes, I know his name, Juan Pijor Simon, got one look at the script and said, "Oh hell no, there's no way this could be made for TV." And he really just jazzed up the gore and the over the top nature of the film, the killings, the nudity, so on and so forth. It got a VHS release because 80s, and it got a DVD release. And believe it or not, it got a Blu-ray release. Go with God on that, because I mean, I'm not going to deny I've seen some of these movies transferred over to 1080p and they look great. I mean, and they weren't even filmed in that. We're doing good if they were fucking filmed in 8mm, but that they did a good job on the transfer, so I'm not mad at you. It is available. I watched it on Tubi. So if you're looking for some schlock, if you want, some ignorant fun, if you want to get a taste of late Grindhouse, the Pieces is a good one to look at. There's some things you're gonna have to look past. I'll tell you that now. You're gonna have to accept it. You're watching Grindhouse. You're watching actual Grindhouse. Okay, not that shit with Kurt Russell. Though those movies did pay great homage to the genre of Grindhouse, it wasn't Grindhouse. This is Grindhouse. This is true old school Grindhouse. So Pieces, It's on Tubi. Think it's also on Amazon. I don't know. I watched it on Tubi. And yeah, give it a look. If you happen to run across the original language cut of it, I don't know how you did that because I don't know if that's a thing. Because if you're reading the lips like I tend to do, because you'll find um, some of the actors and actresses speak English, some of them don't. So go with God on that. So anyway, um, pieces, check it out. We do have another beer and a movie episode coming up. Uh, just saving a good one for last. Um, but in the meantime, keep the crap coming. If you've got a good suggestion for me, send it to me. I'll watch anything. I don't give a fuck. Um, if you like, hanging out with me, having a beer or 12, or if I'm doing a review in the morning, having a cup of coffee with me, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell that one cat down the street that you don't really like, but he's not that bad of a guy. It's just a personality clash. And ring the bell, so that way when I post something new, you get an email and I get to annoy you about it until you watch it. So until next time, guys, cheers.